Hey guys, thought I'd show a little video of driving through from Pigeon Forge into Gatlinburg and drive around through there and just see what's open and what's around right now, because it's a good time of year to be driving through because not too much is going on right now. It's not like summer when everybody's going to Dollywood, or even certain parts in the winter with the people come down here a little bit more. No big promotion, so this will be the easiest traffic you've ever went through. If you've ever been there before, you know what I'm talking about. It's a nightmare. So just we used to go here when I was a kid all the time. Basically every summer we would come down here on Miner's Vacation, and I know it was a big deal. If I remember correctly, Miner's Vacation was partnered up with July 4th somehow, I do believe. So people go down there that way, and so they would go down, spend a few days, and you had two choices. It was between Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, that area, or you go to Myrtle Beach. It was like one of two choices. So for people in this area, that's what they did. So I thought, some people would enjoy this ride. It'd be like transporting you back into being in the back seat of the car with your dad or mom driving. So hope you enjoy this. Well, I guess I'd be your dad. I wouldn't be your mom. But hope you enjoy taking a little look at this, kind of see what's still available down through here. And it's going to get dark here, but it'll still be worth checking out. Well, if all goes well, and it seldom ever does for me, let's be honest with each other, but if it does, we'll take a little trip from Pigeon Forge into Gatlinburg, and it's almost sundown, as you can see. Hopefully you'll be able to see a few things here. I'll try to call out anything that might be of note, that might be unusual. Of course, there's nothing unusual about Red Lobster. They do have the Hatfield and McCoy dinner feud up there, and I've never checked that out. I'd love to know how that is. Okay, there's Joe's Crab Shack on the left. Let's see here. The Tanger Outlets. They've been around for a long time. A lot of people from where I'm from, they're in Richlands, make a trip down here just to go there, pretty much. Five Oaks Farm Kitchen, never heard of that either, but I have been to the Apple Barn, which I do believe is around here somewhere. I mean, we won't see it, but I think we'll pass by where it should be. And there to the left is a Chipotle, which is not notable, except it is my son's favorite restaurant and the whole reason I come down here once every couple weeks, at least once a month. And hopefully my mic picked up the fact that I just ran into a pothole or ditch or something. If my mic is that good, I'm going to be very happy. So, if you've ever been here before, you know the traffic is always a nightmare, and I mean, and not just like that guy cutting in front of me. I'm hopeful that this will be the very best we can possibly get. If there's nothing going on, it's the absolute best time of year to come to be by yourself, supposedly. Although, you never know. Alrighty, there to the left, helicopter riding Pigeon Forge Welcome Center. Then we've got the Smoky Mountain Opry. If I'm not mistaken, that was once Alabama's place. And there's Hard Rock Cafe. One of those was it. And you can see the Wonderworks to the right, which is really a cool place to check out. It's got all kinds of neat little oddities in it, as you can see with the building upside down. And there's the aforementioned Hatfields and McCoy's dinner feud, and then the Titanic. And to the left we got, what is that? Beyond the Lens Family Fun. Have no clue what that is. Civil War Theater. I mean, I love this place. I will hopefully one day when I'm retired, I will come here and live. Local goat. I ate there this past summer. It's a good place to check out. Really good food. But I'd love to come down here and live. I just love it. I just love it. Reminds me of my going on vacations with my family and my grandparents and the whole 9 yards. There's the Hollywood Wax Museum. Country Tonight Theater. I've been there many a time. I think it's changed the way it operates. It used to have some really good shows. I saw Don Williams down here, Bobby Bear, John Anderson, Tracy Lawrence, I believe, too. And up there to the left, the Grand Smokies Resort. It's that section right there. I don't know what that restaurant is, but it used to be something. Alan Jackson put something in here for a while, and then I stayed at that resort many moons ago when it was called something else. It was about 3 or 4 times ago. And here you go, good old red lights. Alright. If you've never been, I highly recommend coming here if you're within any type of distance of getting here. It's just a cool place to get. It's a real throwback, and it just is. You'll see. I don't know why. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a throwback for me. So here's more of your standard, Johnny Carino's, Bullfish Grill, Uncle Lim's, I don't even know what that is, Outfitters, let's see. It used to be, this was about the only way to get through. I like that little Christmas place. That's a pretty cool place to check out. It used to be, this is about the only way to go in and out of here, but they've opened up some of these back ways in and really helped the flow of traffic, because it was always, and I mean always, a nightmare before. Paula Dean's Lumberjack Feud to the right. That's changed hands a couple of times too, as I recall. So you got your go-kart racing. The Pink Jeep Tours. You see them around quite a bit. Course, all the pancake places you could possibly hope for. To the left there was Alcatraz East, and then the Comedy Barn we just passed. It used to be Archie Campbell's way back when he was still alive. And there's the worst ride in the history of humanity, the Jurassic Jungle Boat ride. It's so bad they even have fake people standing out in front of it to pretend that people are wanting to get on it. And I'm telling you, I'm loath to bash a place, but that place will rip you off. I've gone, and it's a nightmare. And in fact, it's where I developed a policy where if I see somebody coming out of a ride, any type of amusement ride, and they're not smiling, I won't get on the ride. I'm definitely not going to wait in line for it. Because me and my brother went years ago, and everybody got off there, had this like mad look on their face. Very disappointed. They weren't happy. And I found out why. Because that ride sucks. And I hate to, like I said, I'm not big on bashing people. Cute little putt-putt golf place for passion, but that place sucks. So bad it should be illegal. I remember truly, when we got off the ride, I was embarrassed that I'd been on the ride. That's the truth. I was like, I didn't want anybody to see me, that I was so dumb that I would ride this thing. It's a pretty good little trip. Like I said, this traffic is about as good as you could ever hope for. Anybody that's been down here can vouch for that. It's like, well, man, he's actually getting through a few red lights. Because it could take literally a good, I don't know, sometimes hour and a half, maybe 2 hours even, sometimes to get to Gatlinburg. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I don't think so. Seems like it's took me a couple hours to get to Gatlinburg from here. Oh, I know it did back in the day. I mean, it was one of those things. It's almost like the old Yogi Berra quote of nobody goes there anymore because it's too crowded. That's about what happened. This is a little bit more the older kind of stuff. In fact, they used to have, I don't know if it's still got it, but there's an Arby's down here at the old Hat that goes back to the, I don't know, 70s, 80s. You can see that beautiful mountain in the backdrop too. That's pretty cool. You know where you're heading. As you can see, you can turn to Dollywood. There's better ways of getting there. Your GPS probably wouldn't send you this way normally, but if you're down here already, they would. It used to be the only way you could go down there, and it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Somewhere near there is the, I don't know what they're calling it now. It used to be Dixie Stampede, Dolly Stampede, or Stampede, or I don't even know if you can stampede anything anymore. I don't know what they call it. Maybe it's go sit down, eat together, and watch a show. Maybe that's what it's called. I mean, that's about as generic as everything's getting to be. But Dollywood, can't recommend it enough either. If you haven't been, it's a great place to go, especially if you got kids. It's not too bad if you don't. I wouldn't be opposed to going where it opened. Hopefully I'll get back down here this summer and show you guys that. I need to take my daughter anyway. That'd be a good excuse for me to come down here and do a little bit of videoing. There it is, Dolly Parton's Stampede to the left. It usually stays pretty well booked up. I doubt it is this time of year, but if you're going to come down here, you definitely want to get some reservations, that's for sure. It'll be almost dark by the time I get to Gatlinburg, but again, we are still making good time. Make no mistake. I probably passed it. There's usually Krispy Kreme. Oh, there it is, Krispy Kreme. I used to go down here. Me and my brother would sneak out. Stayed up pretty late. It may have been all night at one time. I know at least till midnight, because we'd go sneak off here and go grab some donuts. That was our wildness. Back in the old days, I don't think they even sold any alcohol down here. I know they don't. Maybe not even now sell too many mixed drinks, but I'm pretty sure back in the day it didn't even sell alcohol, period, in some of these towns. It was pure family entertainment. So here we are, we're leaving Pigeon Forge and heading toward Gatlinburg. Pretty drive down through here. I guess you could be the judge of that yourself, but kind of an off season as far as the trees are dead. You don't have any, the fall foliage, you just can't get through here hardly. Most people come down here just to see that. And of course, in the summer, it's nice and green. This is 4 miles to Gatlinburg, so not too bad. Making good time. see it's pretty lightly trafficked. I mean, maybe a tiny bit more than I expected, but still nothing to speak of. Not like it can be. It can be almost bumper to bumper all the way down through here. I couldn't tell you how many times I've been down here. I would say, I don't think it's too much of an exaggeration to say I've been down here 100 times, maybe more. My family just loved it. We used to go 2, 3, 4 times a year. I'd take my kids, my sons when they were young, get the season pass, and you just come down this way and love it. And you might can see that hopefully on top of that hill there, you see all those cabins. I don't know if my camera picking that up or not, but that's the fun way to stay down here for sure. Pretty neat to drive that close to rocks. I don't think about it being from where I'm from, but I imagine if you're not used to mountains, that'd be quite the surprise. Gatlinburg Welcome Center to the right. And I don't know if you can see it up to the left too, all those cabins up on the hill. And if you can't, I wish I didn't mention it. It's pretty neat looking. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. I just didn't pay attention, I guess. And we're about to hit the outskirts of Gatlinburg any second now. So most of that's cabin rentals. And then we got the old Flapjacks. Pancake place. And there's the old mini golf. I played mini around with my cousin John there. We used to play for whoever lost had to buy the other one a pop, a Coke, whatever. Coaster. I've never rode that before. Used to be, I thought that was like, I don't know, I guess that is new because there's a Hillbilly Golf. I knew that was up here. This mini park, or mini golf. You go up the side of the mountain and play. So as you can see, Gatlinburg a little bit more crowded. There's not as much land to work with down through here, so things have really got tight. They built all this stuff up. The aquarium's down here. A lot of the more, what I would say, more appealing to teenager types. Having been one myself, there's Old Red, which is, of course, Blake Shelton's bar. There's the Lake Land Shark Bar and Grill. And a moonshine distillery. And here's Margaritaville Resort. And the aquarium is there to the right. We'll drive up through here and show the main drag where you can get plenty of fudge, airbrush t-shirts, and candied apples. And maybe a few other things. Yeah, this is about as least crowded as I've ever seen it. Which is good for me, because I'm not up for a big crowd tonight, but... As many of you remember, there was a devastating fire that came through here a few years ago. Speaking of rides that suck, Earthquake the Ride's right down there, too. I hate that ride. Almost as bad. Maybe worse. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's horrible, though. Take my word for it. Let's see. So a lot of these things change, of course, as you can imagine, every year. But there's still the candy kitchens and all the t-shirt shops and all the type of thing you kind of come to expect here. And there's this needle up there, the Space Needle, or which you can go up and overlook the town. There's still a few people here, as you can see. Ripley's, believe it or not, and that's fantastic. I know I've been bad-mouthing a lot of things, but that's a really good thing to go check out. Old Smoky Moonshine. Holler. There we go. Okay, there's Ripley's Moving Theater. They own a lot of the things that are down here. Paula Dean's store. She was just about to take over. She was going to be the new Dolly, I guess. Convention Center to the left. LeConte View Motor Lodge. It is. Been around a long time. Objects. We're getting close to the end. If you... Let's see. Over Gatlinburg. Get straight ahead here to the right. If you keep going this way, you end up in Cherokee. It's a long, winding, rough road. And it may say 10, 15, 20 miles, whatever it is. It is the longest of your life. Winding, whippy, miserable. When I was a kid, God, I dreaded it so bad. I love being in Cherokee. Excuse me. I love being in Cherokee, but Crockett's Breakfast Camp is pretty good. I did not like the way I had to come by about getting there. Old Dad's General Store, sounds like me. And here's a good place to turn, because we do not have any interest in going to Cherokee. This is the back streets part. I'll go back through here just for funsies, because we're having fun, right? Steve's Pizza. There's not nearly as much to do back on through here. At least there didn't used to be, unless something major has happened that I don't know about. Bearskin Lodge. You can see the over Gatlinburg. They've got the little tram that goes up in the, I don't think it's a tram, it's chairlifts. I get confused with Ghost Town in the Sky or something. It's the Peddler Steakhouse, a good place to eat. Barbecue, and there's the aerial tramway. Well, I guess it was a tram. My bad. Aerial tramway to Ober Gatlinburg, which is pretty neat to go up through there. Hilton Garden Inn. Now, the problem with Gatlinburg is and always has been parking, as you can see. You just got to get in where you fit in, and usually you have to pay somewhere. Old smoky moonshine again. You see this goes through the back parts of these places. To the left is the former Christus Gardens slash Christ, can't remember the name of it, but it has gone out of business, unfortunately. Very recently, they just announced they're not going to reopen. They shut it down, and there was those chairlifts. So we're about to come back where it meets back up to go back into Sevierville, or Pigeon Forge. I gotta lump them all together. To the left, there's the aquarium again, so kind of took the route. I'll go back through the middle of town again. Trying to cut up by that Space Needle this time. sky lifting in. Gets to be kind of slim pickings once you go up this way. It's an arcade one in the Space Needle. And the Parkview Tower up there, if you can see it on the left up on the hill, I've stayed there before, and it's a beautiful place. Loved going up there. And it was one of them that was really got encroached by that fire that I mentioned a few years back. And man, it would be spooky because it's pretty remote up here. And matter of fact, I might drive up there if I can remember how to get there. I think it's pretty easy, but Park Vista. I call it Park Tower. There was a Park Tower. I think I'm getting all confused. I won't stay in there tonight, but hey. Can you imagine what this is like in the snow? Good Lord. Ugh. Man, it is, I'll say steep as a horse's face sometimes. Steeper than a horse's face. This is more like, shoo. I don't know, my little car can make it up here. I gotta lose some weight. You can imagine up here isolated like it is, it'd be pretty rough to know a fire was coming up through here. Just wanted to drive up there because I remembered the driveway being rough as a cob, just like it was. So the sun's setting, it's starting to get dark. Well, 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 that's why we like summer. Turn this ship around. I did say a P. I'll give you another look at the good old Park Vista because it's a pretty nice looking little place. When you go in there, it's really even better because I've had one of those top rooms and you can see all over Gatlinburg from there, and it's such a magnificent view as you can imagine. Whee! Boy, I bet you could skate right off of here. Be nice. Let's see. Sidney James Mountain Lodge. I don't know who Sidney James is, but that's his lodge. Or hers. This might be giving a neat view too. So there's a Space Needle up there, the blue and green that you can see to the right. Probably doesn't look that tall from the video, but it's pretty high up there. You see most of these motels and hotels are a little bit more aged than some other parks. Log Cabin Pancake House, that looks good. Glad you are here, is what the sign said. Well, thank you. Gatlinburg, I'm glad I'm here too. Now that so you can see the lights are starting to come on as the night falls. Shoot 'em Up Cinema. I don't know what that is. It's fairly new. Oh, red light, please change. Do. About time. Dick's Last Resort. It's the best time to come down here is at night anyway. I mean, I like to show you in the daytime, but it's also good to see these signs at night. Because this is more of a... It seems like more people gravitate down toward this way. Once it does get dark, I don't know why that is. Maybe it's getting back to their motel room, I guess, but or hotel room, but still. And after making a brief stop to make a couple of phone calls, I am back on the road again. Heading back, and it's pitch black dark in Gatlinburg now, so this will give you a really good view, and I'll go back a reverse way that I came in so that you can get every angle possible. And again, this is the time to see it really. I wanted to show you in the daytime too, just because kind of hard to see some of this stuff at night, I imagine, but
Kind of good to get both perspectives if you've stayed with this video this long, which if you have, God bless you. And we got some jaywalkers there. Go ahead, Pete. Got stuck there in no man's land. Yeah, this is about as barren as you'll see these streets, which still a few people are out, as you can see, but it's not nearly like what you would come to expect from Gatlinburg. You can see the fully lit up Space Needle, and in the background behind that is the chairlift, I do believe, or the tram or whatever that goes up the mountain there. See that little line of lights going up to the top. I love it being down here, I gotta tell you. Even if I am by myself, it's still alright. I'm good company. The old crosswalkies. Dang people. Alright, get back on the road. One thing you got to keep your head on a swivel around here. These people love their crosswalks. Enjoy nothing more than to walk right out in front of you. We'll head back and I'll get back to Pigeon Forge because there's a couple tunnels to go through. It's kind of cool too. To get me a hood ornament tonight if I can help it. Seems like we got a particularly aggressive crowd. And we'll, for probably the third time, you can probably see very shortly, you'll be able to see the aquarium to the left. Yeah, it's right over there. And the Margaritaville motel or hotel, I guess. Was it a motel? I don't know. Can't see from here. I hope and pray my mic's doing well. A little bit more up on that hill there, as you can see, but not a whole lot. Not really worth taking the time to go up there tonight. I've never stayed up there or anything else. It's usually a good place to make a bad turn and turn back around once you realize there's nothing for you up there. I've eaten at the Atrium restaurant. It's good too. I'll give it an endorsement. As you can see, there's still a lot of people like me out here just looking around and eyeballing the place. That's why we're going so slow. Should pick back up here in a minute. Right, those lights was the mountain coaster again that we saw when we first came in. Say on the way back, unless my memory is just completely shot, which could be, but as I recall, we run into some tunnels, so it's kind of fun. There's the mini golf to the right again. I was thinking the Cooters or whatever his name was right over there, but I don't see it.
That is what you might call an abrupt ending right there, and I'm sorry about that. I had my old GoPro out, and the battery is not what I would hope it would be, but it still does pretty well. At least it takes pretty good videos, unlike my cell phone here. And so I hope you enjoyed that look at Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge. I've had people ask me before, saying that I really just, a lot of the things I show about Appalachia is kind of dark and, what's the word? Dreary or whatever. And I wanted to show, like I said, if I'm calling it through Appalachia, I got to show everything. And I think the Smoky Mountains are a big part of that because such a bright, beautiful, wonderful place to visit, and positive and happy and fun, and a lot going on. And I like to show all facets of Appalachia as I know it. So probably do a few more of these. I live pretty well in striking distance of Smoky Mountains, so you might see a few more things like this sprinkled in there to lighten the mood a little bit, I guess. But I hope you enjoyed what you could stand of watching this video. And if you're still here with me, God bless you, because, man, it was a long one. It's hard for me even. Thank you guys. I'll see you down the road. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, and smashing that like button, ringing that little bell to subscribe or whatever. I'm not good at that kind of stuff, but I appreciate you subscribing, liking, commenting, joining us as a patron, or sending donations via PayPal, however you want to do it. Mail me, send me letters. Love it all. Emails. I love all your questions and everything, and I'll start being better about responding to some of the questions I get. Thank you, and I'll see you on down the road. Thanks.